Well, hello, my YouTube friends and family. I'm back for a third time today. Thank God my videos are short. They're never an hour long. Okay, loud truck that had to pass my house right in the middle of videotaping. Go to the Dollar Tree if you're in the States or wherever Dollar Trees are located. You buy this thing of parchment paper for $1. And I hope Junie gets to watch this because I'm going to show her a tutorial when she wants to play around with it the way she wants to play around with it. But I'm going to show you guys what I do with it. So I open it up and I take a piece about this big. Just pull it out. And I take and we'll do just a little bit longer since this is the part that's got the ridges on the side. Take and tear a piece off. Sorry if this is loud on your ears, but I just want to show you guys how I utilize a whole roll of these. Then I take and I just smooth it out a little bit. I had a guillotine that I was chopping these up with, but for some reason it doesn't want to chop through this, so I'm going to have to do it with scissors. And even though it might seem a little time consuming, it's really not that bad. So you see this, it's not a perfect square. You know, you'll get rectangles, you'll get squares, it doesn't matter. You take this and you try to line up the corner as best you can. Because you've got it in like a diamond shape. You turn your paper sideways into like a diamond shape. You line this up best you can, and it's not going to look right at first. You just want the points to be able to be lined up as best you can. And then you take and you make sure you put a really good indentation down here at the bottom. Smooth it out real good. Do it with your nail or whatever. And it's going to look something like this. See how it's off? So then what I do is I take a pair of scissors and I square this off as best I can into a square. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the edges as best you can, and you cut to the points of the paper. You want both sides to look just like a rectangle. And when you get the hang of it, I mean, you go slow at first because you're not really measuring or anything. See how that's kind of a little bit longer? So I'm going to take and even this out a little bit, if I can. Yeah. So you want it to look like a rectangle as best you can. Or a triangle, not a rectangle. God, I can't talk today. And then you take the points over again. And see, you're still going to be a little bit off. Because this paper doesn't always cut straight. I'm the worst cutter in the world, so I'm never straight on my cutting. So I turn around and I cut it again. Just as even, it doesn't have to be perfect, just as even as you possibly can. Then you open this up. And Tammy, My World in OKC, posted on her Instagram a way to make an envelope, a diagram. You take this point in like this to the center. And you do the same thing. Make sure this is out. And then you turn it over and you do the same thing to the other side. Make sure the points go to the center. You want to square it as much as you can when you're cutting. But since my parchment paper doesn't want to cut with my guillotine right this second, I have to do it this way. And then it's going to look like this. And then you take the bottom and you pull it up like this. And looky there, guys. You got a tiny little envelope. Is that like not the coolest thing you've ever seen? Life's simple things entertain me. And then I take a little bit of glue on my finger. Because one thing about parchment paper, it will buckle up. So you want to just swipe the glue down. Swipe it down on this end. And you want to take the bottom, lay it down, and just take your finger along where the glue was. And then, of course, you want to pop your finger down in there because you might have got a little bit on the inside of the envelope because I'm good at that. And I make sure I wipe that out. And I poof it out to where it has a little bit of a poofy hole. and let it dry. And look, we have an envelope for journaling. Is that like not cool? And because glassine envelopes cost so much when you look them up online, because they do, you can take parchment paper and you can make these all different sizes. And these are the ones I made earlier. So I have little ones. I have big ones. It depends on how big of a piece you pull of your parchment paper. And you can leave these open and put tags and stuff in them when you're journaling or whatever you want to do with them. Or you can close them. You know, you can fold them down and make a normal, regular envelope. If I can get this folded. And then you can either put something in it or you can leave them open and stick something in it and it can stick out. But I just think this is so cute. I just sent Tammy a picture. I said, see, this is what I'm doing with that little picture you posted on Instagram a few days ago. And you can make them tiny or you can make them big. So that's what I've been over here doing in between having customers at my job today. So this one's bigger. And the same thing applies. Sometimes when it's, you know, like a wider piece, it's a little better. Because you can cut more off of it to make sure that it looks right. And then the extra pieces I stick in my recycling bag. But it's always gonna... mine's always off. I always have to cut my envelopes. Cut these down to make them look right. I just even them out to the points. And I hope you guys see this tutorial. And these are for people who may be new. Maybe don't know this. Maybe you already do know this. But I just wanted to show people anyways. Because this is the kind of stuff that I like to do when I'm not busy in my bookstore. And it'll help me later when I go to create. And you can do this while you're watching TV. So you get this once, then you fold it. This one kind of folded a little better. The points were pretty even. And then I fold this side again. This one didn't turn out too bad. It's not too far off. But you can see if it's off, especially through a see-through. Because this will show you. And then you just trim it to where it's not. So you fold it once. This is what your square would look like. Fold it once, fold it twice. Make sure it's even on all ends. Open it back up. Leave it in that diamond shape. Take this end in to touch the center. But do it again, just so you guys can see it. And yeah, my lighting's bad right here because these books are in the way and shadowing it. Fold the other side to do the same. So your points touch. They also have templates that you can actually Google that'll show you how to make a if it's a rectangular or bigger paper, you got to cut like in a little bit and this and that and the other. But to me, this is easier than having to have a pattern. At least I think it's easier. So I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to push the bottom up. Because your bottom will be hanging down. And you just glue that to the inside. You're going to see just a little bit of a hangover on the edges. And that's what you want to glue down. And then once you do that, put your fingers down inside the envelope. Poof it out, like I said, so your glue will dry and it won't stick. There, get another envelope. Sometimes I have to re-glue because I don't put enough on. And I'm using Jot glue for the first time from the Dollar Tree. It's not bad. And I actually got the clear glue. I don't know why, but maybe because it's new. Here at my Dollar Tree, you can only get one for $1, but the white glue, you can get 2 sizes of these for $1. Ugh. See, I'm picking it up and playing with it before it's dried. But it'll work. You just got to give it some time to dry. But see how it creases? I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but see how that bubbles right there? That's what glue does to these type of envelopes. So that's why I never directly put glue on these. I wipe it on with my finger. Some people can use maybe a paintbrush and do it. But to me, it's just with my fingers easier. I like it messy when I'm crafting. So with that, I just wanted to share that. You guys have a great day.